All right. Let's see if anyone even joins today. It's been a while. Sun Dram Teague. Hey, OKC Food Eater. Kate, welcome. I'm glad that you guys joined. We're doing a coffee-based cocktail just for you. Will, what's up, man? I don't know if you saw, but I'm going to be doing a coffee-based cocktail with tequila and Cynar. It's going to be the first time I've ever made it, so hopefully it's good. Chris, what's up, man? MC Pro Zero, what's going on? So there are cocktails. Well, all right, so first off, thanks everybody that posted on my Instagram in regards to what you wanted to see. Roland NJ, what's up? Came up with a crazy name, man. I don't know. We'll have to save that for a later date. But maybe if I ask you some more questions, we can come up with something. But yeah, thanks for everyone that posted on my Instagram letting me know what you wanted. So 2 people voted for a coffee-based cocktail, and so that's what we're doing tonight. Stealth Trucker, Beercraft 71, welcome. Ball Barber, what's up, man? So I will have to admit, I have not made a coffee cocktail before. When I was searching for recipes today to see what was out there, all I can say is this one, when I read it, it looked very, very promising. It had a lot of ingredients that made sense. I don't know. For those of you that make a lot of cocktails out there, you actually can start reading cocktail books like just a regular book. And when you read the cocktail recipe, you can actually kind of taste it, or kind of know in your head what you think it's going to taste like, and you can kind of see how that would work really, really well. Sort of like if you're, I guess, a chef and you know what ingredients will go together. So this one definitely stood out because I really liked how it had some earthy tones and some sweetness to it, some richness to it that would complement the coffee. And we're using a cold brew coffee tonight. What up, Beercraft 71, Andrew Tuck 1, Mitch Shim, welcome, SYGJ. So yeah, Bob Barber. Sorry, man. It's not you, I promise. But the haircut, look at that. The haircut's looking good. I just I had a hat on. I ran out of time. I didn't have time to go comb my hair real quick. And I think I'm going to take the boost board out after this. So I'll keep the hat on for that. Andy Graham, welcome. Bone into the future, welcome. I mean, look, I got the beard and the mustache all trimmed up nice for me. So the Ball Barber's my barber. So if you check him out, he does some cool stuff. We're actually doing an event here pretty soon on the 20th of July. And I'm going to be going over to his barber shop, and I'm going to be bringing some whiskeys. And we're going to do some tastings over there. They're going to have a wine person there. They're going to have a cigar guy there. They're going to have a beer guy there. Little taco truck. We're going to have a good time. It's super low key. Just come out, have some good times. It's all for charity. So we're going to be asking for donations, going 100% to charity. Uh-oh. Roland wants to know the team. Oh, come on, man. I live in the Bay Area, man. Giants. Come on now. Even though they're not doing very well this year. Pretty terrible, actually. They had a good little recent run. Yeah, that's right, for Lyme disease. Yeah, everything's going towards Lyme disease. I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. New Jersey, who do you root for in New Jersey? All right. I think it's enough of me rambling on. We got a decent amount of people here. I'm gonna mount you guys up, and we are going to go ahead and make a cocktail. Get out of here, Haley.
I'm going to say shout out to Bree.
Get out of here.
You demand Bree. Ouch.
All right. So, as always, you guys are mounted up, so I'm not able to see the comments, but you guys definitely continue to have fun with each other in the comments. And let's make a cocktail. All right, so like I said before, I have never made this cocktail before, so I have no idea what it's gonna taste like. So we'll find out after we build it. But this is gonna obviously have a few ingredients in it. So we're gonna be using Cynar, which is an artichoke liqueur. This is basically in the Amaro family. So any drink that calls for an Amaro, you could always substitute the Cynar to add a little bit of a twist. It has a little bit of an earthy tone to it. Then I'm going to be using a tequila. The recipe online called for reposado tequila. I'm actually using an añejo. The reason that I picked this particular tequila instead of a reposado that I got back there, one is I wanted to use it to see how it did in a cocktail. This is Siete Leguas. This was actually the añejo that won the San Francisco Spirits competition about 2 months ago or so. And surprisingly for añejo, this is very earthy. I would say it drinks closer to a reposado in regards to the earthiness and the taste of it, but it doesn't have the spice. And so that's why I kind of pulled this out, is because I wasn't really looking for a spicy tequila in this cocktail. I wanted something that was going to be just more along the earthy side of things. Then I got a regular old simple syrup. So it's probably been a while since you've seen me actually use a plain simple syrup with just regular fine granulated sugar and water. This is a 1-to-1 ratio, so equal parts sugar and water. And then last up, I'm using a Bittermens bitters, and this is a Xocolatl mole. So it's Xoco. You actually pronounce it Xocolatl, something like that. I don't know. It's hard to pronounce. Tastes fantastic. And then we're going to be putting an egg white in here. So I got my egg white, and then of course it's going to call for 1 ounce of coffee. I'm actually using a cold brew coffee. This is a Blue Bottle cold brew coffee. This is out of Oakland, California. So this is a local coffee shop to me. They put out some good stuff. All right, let's get started. So first things first is we're going to go ahead and add our simple syrup. So it's going to call for 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, and I just made this today, and it was in the fridge. It just finally got cold just in time. So we got a 1/2 ounce. And then we're going to go ahead and add our cold brew coffee. It's going to call for 1 ounce of this. I got a fly. 1 ounce of that cold brew, and this is plain. There's no milk, nothing in it. It's just straight coffee, cold brew coffee. Then we're going to add our Cynar. So we're going to add a 1/2 ounce of this. This is a bottle that if you invest in this bottle right here, I'm going to tell you, there's a ton of cocktails that you can make with it, but it's not one that's going to go super fast in your bar, but it's definitely a cool little conversation piece. Everyone always goes, how do you pronounce that? What is that? It actually tastes quite good by itself. So it's something that if you wanted to pour someone a 1/2 ounce of, it's an experience. It's something that they would enjoy. And then we're going to go ahead and add the tequila. So it's going to call for 1.5 ounces of tequila. So if you haven't been paying attention, we got about 2 ounces of booze in this thing. Should be good. All right, so now that we got all of that added, what we're going to do now is we're going to add our egg white. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So technically, we don't have any citrus in this cocktail. So by the general rule of things, it would call for you to stir it because it's pretty much all spirits based with a little bit of sweetener. But because we're adding the egg to it, that is going to be the exception to the rule. And so we're going to be using a shaker. We're going to have to shake it up because we're going to have to emulsify that egg. So as always, with any kind of cocktail that you're doing an egg white in, so if you're doing a whiskey sour, you're adding an egg white to it or whatever it might be, probably the best thing to do is always do what's called a dry shake. So I didn't add any ice. I have all my ingredients in here, and then we're just going to start shaking it. And what you're trying to do here is you're trying to emulsify the egg, get it really blended together. But most importantly, what you're going to notice is as you shake it, it's going to start to feel very light and frothy. So initially it feels quite heavy when you start shaking, and then it starts to get a little bit airy and opens up. Now I will tell you that as you shake an egg white inside of a cocktail, it does create some pressure or release some pressure. So just make sure your shaker's tight or you'll get what I just did, get a little bit of coffee on you because it came open. All right, so that's good. Got that on there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my ice. Oh, that smells fantastic. And always, always never be stingy with the ice. And today I'm actually gonna talk to you guys a little bit about a shaking technique. So you guys probably notice that when I shake my cocktails, I sort of have like a little ramp up. Part of that's a little bit of style, but another part is I'm not very good at getting into the rhythm right away. And what I mean by that is when you're shaking a cocktail, what you want is you want all of the ice to basically move together in sort of one kind of glob and stick together. You don't want it to be really loose with it. So what I'm ultimately doing is I'm trying to get it, you hear that? So basically it's all slamming to the back, slamming to the front. So you're almost doing like a little throwback when you're doing that shake. And I'm keeping all that ice together, moving together in the cocktail shaker. So I'm doing a good job of making sure that I'm not, one, destroying all that ice and creating a ton of ice chips in there, but also it's gonna have the greatest cooling effect as you're making it. All right, just wait till you see this. This is nice and frothy. All right, so what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna strain this out into my coupe glass. And I'm also gonna be using a fine mesh strainer just to sort of add a little bit more of a blend to get like a silky texture to it. Oh, look at that froth. I actually have enough in here to do two. Stand by. Like I said, never made this before. I'll probably put it in a coffee mug. Almost enough to do two. But what the fine mesh strainer will also do is help you get a little bit more separation. So you'll notice, particularly on this one, you definitely have a nice foam layer on the top. All right, and the last thing that we need to do is we need to add a couple dashes of bitters. So we're using the Xocolatl bitters. Let's see if I can get away with this. All right, I'm gonna save that one so you guys can see it after I get it going. That's fun. All right, let's give it a taste. Wow. Okay. So this tastes like a double shot espresso. I don't know if any of you have, if you know what I'm talking about. Starbucks, they sell them in the little cans, the little espresso double shots. They're sweet. They have that nice rich espresso taste, but it's very creamy and sweet. That's exactly what that tastes like. Man, that's dangerous. That's dangerously good. All right, go ahead and grab you, see what's going on. I'm surprised my wife hasn't come in here yet and stolen the other one I got going on. All right. Let's give you a little close-up of that. I tried to do a little bitters art, but it didn't really work. But you'll see that separation that you got on there. All right. Cynar. Well, you could say Cynar. Oh, I won't. No one's judging. Amaro as an aperitif. Yes, I believe it is. Do I need citrus to help make the egg less sketchy? No, not at all. I mean, you can eat a raw egg and you're going to be just fine. It does look like caramel. I'm not joking. This tastes really good. So yeah, Kate, for reals. This is surprisingly not what I thought it was going to taste like. I thought it was going to be a little less sweet than it is. But man, it tastes like a double shot espresso. It really does. It's really good. That would be an amazing after dinner cocktail. Like just, you know, if you're having dinner, things are winding down, just make this, take the place of coffee. You're not getting a ton of coffee because it's only 1 ounce of cold brew. And I would just hit the spot. It'd be so good. Let's see me eat a raw egg and see if he's fine. So all my eggs come from Hoover Ranch. My neighbor down the street has a chicken ranch. They're certified organic, and they sell eggs locally here, and that's where we get our eggs. So I have faith in the eggs that I won't get sick eating them. Reluctantly using the internet, welcome. Androsky, we just got done making a coffee-based cocktail. What else going on out there? Anything? Any questions for me? I got a decent list. Someone wanted a whiskey sour with egg. We might be able to do that. Manhattan. I don't know if I've done a Manhattan yet. I'll have to go back and look. I was making Manhattans over the weekend. How did I find this cocktail and where did it come from? That's a good question. So my favorite place to go search the archives online for cocktails is Imbibe. So IMBIBE. They tend to do things right. So I basically went to Imbibe. I just basically typed in coffee-based cocktails, and it came back with about 13 different recipes. I started clicking through them, and when I came on this one, it was basically that Cynar that I fell in love with. And then, you know, because I have a decent amount of bitters, it wasn't too off the wall that I had, you know, this bad boy just kind of hanging around. I would say that if you didn't have this and you made this cocktail, it wouldn't be the end of the world. This just adds a little bit more context to it. But yeah, I mean, it would do just fine if you didn't have this in there. So the name of this cocktail is South of No North. That's what it's called. South of No North cocktail. Get it? South of No North. It's kind of clever. Cocktail with Zima. How about vodka and Zima? It's like basically like a vodka Sprite. Chocolate bitters actually would go really well. Yeah, I could see that working very, very well, for sure. I think even if you put Angostura bitters in here, it would do fine. I think it'd be fine. You guys see when I'm over? Oh, hold on a second. I know this is creating quite the buzz, but check it. There they are. I'm really excited to have all those on there. I still have some space down here, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I can put in there. There you go, man. All 10 recipes of 4 roses. It's finally gonna happen. I'm going to decide what my favorite recipe is. And this one we're gonna do pretty well. We're gonna do a really good job. We're gonna actually, so there's another guy that I know, his name's Dennis, Bourbon Finder. He was the one that actually hooked me up with basically a guy that was getting rid of some Four Roses that, I mean, this guy had tons of Four Roses. He had like over 800 bottles of Four Roses. And so he was getting rid of it at a pretty hefty discount. And so he wanted to sell it by the set of 10 recipes. And so me and him both bought a set. He got 10 different bottles of all the 10 different recipes, and so did I. And so we just finished putting samples together for each other. So we're actually gonna be doing a taste test of all 10 Four Roses recipes but we're gonna have basically 2 of each recipe. So it's gonna be a little bit more diverse, right? I mean, nothing's gonna be perfect on this because it's all single barrels. And so it'll help a little bit, right? So we'll have, 2 of each one to be able to go through. And so the goal is I'm also gonna try to get some more samples out. So I ordered some more Boston Rounds bottles today. But I'm gonna get some more samples out to a couple other folks that are out there. And we're also gonna have a small panel, decide. They're gonna be deciding off of, just one batch, be my batch. But we'll have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people giving some input into this, and 2 of us are gonna be doing, 2 bottles each. So, give some time. And I'm super nerdy about it. So I have a spreadsheet all built out, a rating system. You have to rate it 1 through 5. I think there's 3 different categories that you have to rate in, and it's going to be averaged. And then we're going to total up everyone's score and figure out where it's at. So it should be very, very interesting. This is going to take a while though. So don't expect me to get this done like this week. It's probably going to be about a month or maybe even a little bit longer. But maybe Chris, since you're cool and have a website, maybe I can share notes with you and you can do the write-up on it, because I suck at that stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Considering you might be one of the people getting some samples. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate everyone popping in. Let's make a cocktail. There it is one last time. Name of it is South of No North Cocktail. I got this from imbibe.com. It's 1.5 ounces of tequila, 1/2 ounce of Cynar, 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, 1 ounce of coffee. I used a cold brew coffee, 1 egg white, and then 2 dashes of Xocolatl mole bitters. As always, I'll see you on Instagram. Hit me up. Magnus. I know how much you love that Magnus. All right, guys. I'll see you.